Yo, what is up, guys? Today, we're not going to be playing Blue Buggy, but instead, we're going to be talking about him and the current state that he's in. Well, not current state, because current state, we're still in OP14, but the future state of Blue Buggy. Uh, we did have to do some changes, because even though we're still in OP14 and the cards haven't been rotated, I'm assuming I built this new list assuming that the bans have gone into effect, or I guess not bans, but the restriction list has gone into effect. Nothing's going to be banned from Buggy. You don't have to worry about that. But we did lose two cards from the rotation. Well, I guess technically one and a half. We lost Perfume Femur. Let me pull that up right now. For the people who aren't familiar with the Buggy and wait, no, not Perfume Femur. Love Love Mellow. I'm sorry. Love Love Beam. Um, it was a two cost your leader or up to a character gains plus 4K. Then if you have three or less cards, you get to draw a card. We lost this because it was block one, and I replaced it with this Ocean Current shoulder throw. We don't use the main. We use the second effect, the draw card, then up to your leader gains 3K battle. I mean, obviously, it is just a worse version of Love Love Beam because not only can you only use this for your leader, but it's 3K. The only good thing about this card is that you can use it when you don't have three or less cards and you still able to draw a card, but this Love Love Beam is just so much better. Plus, the additional 1,000 that we're losing just doesn't offset it for having three or less cards to draw. And the other card that we lost was Sanji's Peel Off. Uh, right here, it's just your Pot of Greed. For 3 Dawn, you draw two cards. It was also block one. And this is where I say we like half lose it. We half lost it because I put in go ahead and use them, Mr. Luffy, which is basically a Sanji's peel off. For 3 Dawn, you get to choose one. You can either draw two cards or up to one of your Dressrosa type characters gains blocker until the end of your opponent's next turn. But it's just worse because it doesn't have the on play. So if you get this card in your trigger, or if you get this card in your life, you're not able to just draw two free cards. You have to pay the cost. Uh, but it's just but other than that, it's basically the same thing. 3 Dawn, draw a card. We're never going to use the second effect because we don't run any Dressrosa cards. And we're, of course, using three of these new promo buggies and two of the OP09, 051 bottom deck buggies. So I'm not going to be playing any games, but I am going to be talking about the current state of Buggy and the OP15 meta. I got all these decks off of man events. I just went here and I just went and I clicked on every single unique leader and their decks, and I have them all pulled up right here. So I'm just gonna go one by one and explain why we lose, not why we win, or not why we could possibly win, but why we lose. It's just lose. Buggy suffers from this little thing called OP09. Uh, these cards, see, they're made in OPO, not OPO. They're made in OP15. So a lot of sets ago, Buggy was printed. And Power Creep, as you guys know, especially with this card that I'm going to be showing you in yellow. I'm sure you guys already know. Borsalino, uh, that is a huge problem with us, but let's just go one by one on the decks. First up, we have Yellow Calgara. So Yellow Calgara is way too aggressive for us. He's just able to play out 6,000 attackers, 7,000 attackers, just out so much. He's able to spam so many bodies. And we're good at defending 6,000, and we're good at defending 5,000. So anything above that, that's when we're gonna have to start using cards, because our Kabaji can block the 6Ks, and our Dracula Mihawk can block the 7,000. So when you're swinging for 7,000, we're gonna have to Kabaji 2K, or if you're swinging, or we could Mihawk 1K and then 8,000 Mihawk 2K. So Calgara, he just spits out way too many of these guys, and also this Luffy card. A lot of these yellow decks run this Luffy card, sometimes as a one of, two of. Calgara runs it as a four of, I believe, right? No, two of. Calgara runs it as a two of. It's a 5/7. If you have six or more Dawn on your field, it gains rush, but that's not the problem. The problem is when your opponent activates. Oh my God! When your opponent activates an event or blocker, you reveal the top card of your life, then you get power equal to the cost of the card. So the reason why this card is a problem because with Buggy, we kind of play it. We kind of play Buggy. Well, I kind of play Buggy like Emu. I like to play out your shoe buggy to stall out a turn. Then you can block with the leader swing. You can play out your Croc and Mihawk, play out the Kabaji. You can block, and we that's the reason why I put so many of these counter events to block to last for our 9 and 10 Dawn turns, so we can start spamming out these 10 costs. But the problem with this Luffy card is that once he gets it on board, we're not able to block anymore. We're not able to use our counter events because they always swing with this Luffy last. Because if we ever block with one of our blockers, then he's just gonna flip the life up and it's gonna gain power equal to the cost. So if he flips his life up and he say he gets a Nolan or a Nami, this Luffy from turns from a 5/7 to a 5/12. Even if he gets something like a Forcelino or a Wiper or sorry, a Zoro or a Wiper, it turns into an 11,000. So if we block the 5K swing from the Calgara leader, we're blocking 6,000. But then his leader just turns into or I mean, his Luffy turns into a 13,000 attacker and swings at our Kabaji for 13,000. And if anyone knows how to play up against Buggy, it's if you're able to attack board so he doesn't have a board, so he can't play out these 10 costs. So they swing with your they swing with their Luffy last so they can just KO your blockers. That was Calgara. Moving on to the next leader, we have Yellow Luffy. Yellow Luffy, same problem. The Luffy card is just able to KO our characters. We're not able to block with them, and also the Borsalino, Nami spam, the Rayquaza help. They're able to outlast us. The Luffy matchup is loss. Next deck, it is Mihawk, and let me just show you this one thing. As long as the Mihawk has this effect, Buggy's going to lose. If your opponent leader, if your opponent's leader has a slash attribute, this leader gains plus 1k power, and Buggy is well, he slash because he uses knives. Next leader we have Lucy, and the Lucy matchup is a little interesting because I believe the Lucy matchup is winnable, our favor, mainly because he, for the most part, only plays the Sabo. He's going to be wanting to play out Sabo every turn and comboing it with the 7 cost effect. The the first effect on the seventh, or I mean the second cost of the second effect doesn't really matter because we're not going to be swinging with our characters up against Lucy, and our Croc and Mihawk negates the KO, and also our promo buggy negates the Cavendish. So he's going to be able to play out a Sabo blocker every turn. We're going to be able to play out this 10 cost buggy every turn. And we're just pretty much able to match the Lucy. But eventually, we're going to have too many 10 costs for the Lucy to defend. And we're just going to eventually win. So this is the first leader that we have a winnable matchup. I'd say he's winnable. With the next deck, we have Purple and L, arguably one of the best decks in the format. And this deck is also, oh wow, this okay. Well, this deck I didn't know that they had Magellan and Kanji, but this deck we lose up against. We lose up against Anel. Same problem as the first leader that we went through is that it's just too much aggression. By turn two, he's swinging a 6K and a 7K. 6K with the Ohm, 7K with the leader, or 6K with any of his one costs. And then the turn after that, he's playing 6/8s, or sorry, not 6/8, but 6/10s because they get the plus 2K that are unremovable, which really isn't a problem because we have this blocker Buggy. But he's playing 6/10s every single turn because He's gonna be able to spam the board with these Satoris. He's gonna be able to search the NLs. He just has everything. He has a whole lot of 2K counter event, and we're just not able to match it. He's able to swing too many 2Ks, or sorry, too many 6Ks, too many 7Ks, too many 10Ks that we just lose up against it. And on top of that, he's able to rest our characters. Which event is it? I believe this one. Yes. Draw -2, draw a card, then rest one of your opponent's characters with a power of 5,000 or less. He's able to rest pretty much all of our characters. Well, our important characters like our Alvita and also our Moji. I mean, we could. I guess we could combat it by. Actually, no, we can't. I'm not okay, so he's not able to rest our Kabaji because he's 6,000 power, but he's able to rest our Alvita and our Moji, making it only worth to play out our Kabaji. But even then, he can just -1K and rest our Kabaji and just swing into it. So we're never able to play out our 10 cost characters. So, and now we lose to an L. Next deck, Boa, and this is one of our only favorable, like actually favorable matchups, only because Boa loves to spam out these threes, fours, fours. We shoot Buggy, then this is 4, 8, 12 cards. I guess 15 if you count putting as an attacker. 15 cards in this deck that are negated. More times than not, he's not swinging with the Borsalino, and with the Boas, we just bottom deck them. The only cards that are really a problem are the Namis, but we want to be KOing. If you're going to be playing Buggy into OP15 or even OP14, you want to be KOing their Nami. If you have three or less, or sorry, if you have two or less life, because if you have more than that, then he's just going to play out another Nami, make you take another life. Because if he if we KO the Nami and he doesn't have Shakiyaku or a Gorgon Sisters in hand, then he's only going to be able to play out a this girl. I don't know how to say her name. Margu right, Rayan, or their four cost Boa Hancock, which all get negated from our shoe buggy. It is pretty hard. Well, it's much harder now because of the Borsalino. You just play it out. You heal one, 6K blocker. Ivory Quasar help. With the Hiyori, you put Quasar help in your life. You take a life as Boa. You play out Borsalino. You heal one. Just dragging the game out. Um, and that was Boa. I'd say winnable. Next up, we have Moria, which Moria we just win because three cost, four cost, four cost, four cost, four cost, four cost. Shoe buggy. These two promo buggy or no, bottom deck buggy. Moria is a really easy matchup. We just win up against Blue Yellow Nami. I'd say it's winnable, more favorable for the Nami. Uh, she loves to run these four costs. She has a lot of Frankies, a lot of BB5s, Kikanojos, Marcos, which she's not gonna be playing out the Frankies or BB5s. Only playing out the Frankies if she gets it off life. But being able to negate Kikanojo, being able to negate, even though more times than not she doesn't swing, the Marcos always feels really good. The only problem with Nami is that, well, she also loves to just draw the game out. The 7 cost Robin, she just has too many strong characters that we're not able to bottom deck them all. This Robin's a really big threat because well, even without any Dawn, it's a 8K swing. If we're using our 10 cost buggies to bottom deck the Robins, then we won't be able to bottom deck the stronger characters like the Boas, the kids, or the new gates. But if you save your bottom deck buggies for the Robin, it does make the matchup just a little bit better for us. And then the blocker buggy for the kids and the Boas. But for the most part, I'd say it's more favorable for the Nami than buggy. But it is still definitely winnable. You just have to play it right and get a little lucky. And also remember not to drop down to 0 life. Up against Brook. Brook is another leader where I haven't played too many games up against Brook to really see if it's winnable for us, but well, favorable for us, I should say, but it is definitely winnable. Um, I don't think there's a concrete list for Brook yet because I've seen some people running Brooks without this two cost anti removal Zoro. It's a two cost if any other character other than this character will be removed by your field by your opponent's effect, you may track this character instead. It's a 2K or a two cost blocker, a really good anti-removal blocker. If they're not running this Zoro, then it is winnable, favorable for us because we just bottom deck the Luffy. We bottom deck whatever else they have. Like this deck running the Law Beppo. I'm not sure if other decks are running Law Beppos, but problem with this Zoro is that it is able to be played off of Pirate Docking 6, trash the top 3, then you get to play a Straw Hat character with a cost of 2 or less. So once they play Pirate Docking 6, they're going to play out the Zoro, and they're just going to negate our 10 cost Buggy. We have to block our Buggy, but we want to be bottom decking these characters because the leader effect, we can block one swing, but he will just be able to restand it and swing again. Another problem that you can have up against this deck is this Luffy. It turns your opponent's leader into a 7K base tower, which is a theme with a lot of these really strong leaders, is that you're able to move from a 5K or a 6K leader to a 7K or 8K leader. And if you're just a base 5K leader, then it's really hard for you to compete up against leaders that are just so easily able to turn themselves into a 7K leader. The next deck is Rebecca, and this is the only leader that we actually win on, like 100% win on. Like I shouldn't be seeing any Buggy players losing to a Rebecca because Rebecca loves to play out this Kyros, loves to play out this, I guess, Luffy if you don't have Kyros. If you guys don't know what the effect is, you return a character in play to your hand, and you get to play a 3 cost from your hand. You're pretty much only ever going to see this Luffy or this Kyros being played out. More times than not, it's going to be the Kyros. You just play out your promo Buggy. Promo Buggy, if you guys don't already know. Let me full screen this. If your leader is Buggy, all 3 and 4 cost characters cannot attack. So, I mean, it pretty much just makes Rebecca not even not even a leader because she can't even not she can't not use this effect, right? Because she can't attack. So it's not like she can not use the effect and just attack with the leader. No. She has to use the effect, bring back one of these characters to play out one of these 3 costs, which just always gets negated by a and his strong characters, well, we just bottom deck. And this deck has no removal, so he has no way of removing your 7 cost promo Buggy. So if you're going up against Rebecca, rush Shoe Buggy. Next up, we have Krieg. Krieg is a losable, or we lose up against Krieg, favorable for Krieg because he is just able to rest our characters with his Mihawk. And I thought I saw another character that could rest, but sometimes when he gives all of our opponents or all of our characters minus 2K, so that makes all of our Alvida swings useless. That makes our Alvida useless, period. And it makes our Crocodile and Mihawk swing for only 5Ks. On top of that, he's just also he's also able to just kill our Alvida because he could just rest it by giving Dawn, playing out this Mihawk. And if he doesn't have any ways to rest, or if he isn't going for board, and we have the 7 cost blocker Mihawk on board, and we block with the Mihawk, then he's just able to freeze our characters using this I know you're strong. So I'll go out from the very start. He's able to freeze 2 of our 7 cost or less characters more times than not. We're gonna have either a rested Alvida or a rested Croc and Mihawk. Wait, no, he's not able to rest or freeze our Croc and Mihawk. Sorry, we're gonna have a rested Alvida, and we're gonna have a blocker Mihawk, or we're gonna have a rested or a Kabaji that we blocked with. Then we're gonna be blocking with our Mihawk. If we block with both of these characters, then he can just freeze our characters and try to KO them next turn with the rushed Krieg. just able to give all of our characters minus 1k for however much Dawn we have attached to them. So he's if he's able to play out the Krieg on curve, then he's going to be able to KO our rested Mihawk. He's going to be able to KO our rested Alvida. He's going to be able to KO our rested Kabaji that he froze last turn. In conjunction with this, once per turn, if this character was played on this turn, give all your opponent's characters minus 1k power during this turn for every Dawn given to that character. Turning our Alvida into like a 3k, we're never going to defend that. And turning into our Mihawk into like a 4k, which he's always going to take. So next turn, we're not going to be able to 10 cost Buggy him. Moving on, we have Yellow Luffy. Yellow Luffy just has anti-removal just built into it. If your leader has Sky Island type character with 6,000 base power or less, that would be removed from the field. You may add a card from the top of your life card to your hand instead, which does include our 10 cost bomb deck Buggy. This up against Yellow Luffy, he's just able to be way too aggressive for us. He doesn't have a lot of 4 cost, not a lot of 3 cost that he plays. And also he runs this 5/7 Luffy that if we block, he's just able to KO our blockers. And he has this busted 1 cost heal, 1 cost trash one to heal life. I mean, this card is just busted. This Nami is busted. This Borsalino is busted. This Zoro is busted. Ivory Quasar Help is busted. This Luffy is busted. Everything in this deck is busted. We're not able to remove, so we're only able to play out our 10 cost blocker Buggy. This matchup is miserable. This leader is busted. It's boring. Moving on, we lose up against Yellow Luffy. Was that our last? Oh no, that was our last deck. So as you guys can see, OP15 does not look good for us. The last time I even won with Blue Buggy for all of you Blue Buggy hopers, copers was back in OP13 when this was the when this was the I guess meta. That's the word. When this was the meta, and once we had Pilaf and we had Love Love Mellow, this was the last time Buggy was viable. This was the last time you were able to win with Buggy, but only if you were able to dodge the emus. At the very start, I thought OP13 was where Buggy died. I thought Buggy was surely dead because of Emu and Zoro. But if you just put in some tech cards for Zoro, like the Slave Arrow, then the Zoro matchup wasn't that bad. And if you played the promo Buggy on top of the 5 cost Kabaji, then you were able to get your 10 cost Buggies out onto the board. And everything else, Ace, winnable, Roger, winnable. I didn't see a lot of Bonnies, but winnable, 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 winnable. We lose against Lim. Emu, instant lose, and I tried looking for an emu list right here. I didn't see any emu, so I guess emu fell off, maybe, or maybe they're just getting ready to are just adjusting for the new ban list because in 1 week from now, I forgot what day it was, but in 1 week from now, it's somewhere around a week from now. There's going to be a new ban list, and a lot of people are suspecting that emu is going to be hit, or it could just be that a lot of these new leaders are just wanting to be played, and so there's overrepresentation for the newer leaders. And the reason why I didn't include a green blue Sanji and Zoro was because I haven't played up against enough Sanji and Zoros to know whether or not this leader is a problem for us. So the that was pretty much it. I didn't want to play any Buggy because like I've stopped playing Buggy ever since OP14. Just Buggy has just been so garbage. So is there any hope for Buggy? Um, well, kinda, I guess. A new, a new either 7, 8, like a new like combo starter, I guess. Card would be nice. Because it's either this is really good and you rush it first, or this is garbage and you never play it, and you only ever play your crocodiles and Mihogs. Another card, kind of like what we had with the crocodile, the 7 cost crocodile. Another one of these type of cards would be nice with Buggy. Uh, the reason why we don't play this crocodile is because it doesn't give us any value. I mean, it's a 7 cost. It doesn't draw us any cards, and it just lets us play a 5 cost card with cross guild, which there's not a lot of good cross guild cards that cost 5. There's this Alvita, which I don't really like, and there's these, but none of these cards draws us any cards. I mean, other than this Moji, but it's a top 5 searcher. And if we want to run this Moji, then we have to run Richie. So that's the reason why we don't play that Crocodile. And I saw some people running the 7 cost. Where is it? The 7 cost Doflamingo. I never knew why people ran this Doflamingo. It's getting rotated out anyways. You return a character with a cost of 7 or less to the owner's hand. I'm not really sure why you would run this card because on your 5 down turn, you use leader effect, you play out 2 bodies. Then on your 7 down turn, you use your leader effect to play out another 2 bodies. So then turn after that, you're able to play out a 10 cost, even if he KOs one of your characters. But if you play out this Doflamingo, then on your 9 down turn, you're gonna have to hope last round he didn't KO any of your characters, and that you have a 4 cost character that you're able to play out, and then leader effect for your 10 cost Buggy. And another card that I've seen some people running was this I believe this, yes, this Rush Luffy, which I didn't hate it. Rush when attacking, trash a card from your hand, return a character with the cost of 4 or less to the owner's hand. You can bring back a blocker, then you could give Arrested Dawn to your leader or character. It's a good closer, but I never found any space to put it inside the deck. Um, Buggy also just being a base 5K leader is also a huge problem with us because this game is heading towards 7K base power leaders. And I think a really bad card, which not a lot of people talk about, is this Zeph. A lot of people like to talk about the Nami, the 5/6 Nami, or the 5/6 blocker Borsalino, or the new yellow Robin, but I think this card is also a huge problem because it is now just if your leader is red, your leader just gets to turn 7K base power. When attacking, your leader's base power becomes 7,000 until the end of your opponent's next turn, which right now may not seem as big of a deal, but as soon as this card starts getting power crept, like how Kuma did with Borsalino, Kuma was a I believe 6/7 on play, trash a card, heal one. The Borsalino is a 5/6 blocker. On play, if you have 2 or less life, you heal one. If this card gets power crept, going down to 5 Dawn, 6K, and instead of a when attacking, it's on play for every single color, well, then every single leader is just going to. It's, it's just going to devolve into if is your leader a 7K base power because 7K base power leaders, and this is the problem with our Mihawk matchup, is that 6K base or 7K base power leaders are just so hard to swing as a Buggy because our leader is 5K base. We don't have any way to turn our leader into a 7K base. And also, one of our main attackers, Alvita, well, one of our main attackers in the early game, Alvita, is 5K. We don't want to be putting any Dawn onto our characters because we want to be saving our Dawn for the counter events, or we want to be saving our Dawn for the draw 3, or not draw 3, draw 2. So this Zeph, I hate this Zeph. I do not like this Zeph. 7K base power. I do not think turning leaders into just 7K base powers is good, but since they printed this, it's only gonna get better. It's only gonna I don't think it's gonna get any better from 7K, but these cards are gonna be when attacking, it's gonna be a 5/6 non-removable card. When attacking, your leader turns into 7K base. And Not unless Luffy gets a card. I mean, not Luffy. Not unless Buggy gets a card where it turns our leader into a 7K base. I don't think Buggy is going to be able to compete in this meta or in the up and coming meta. So, is there any hope for Buggy? Is there any hope in the future for Buggy? Well, there's only two coping mechanisms that I've conjured up in the past weeks, and my two coping mechanisms for the Buggy is that this ban is that this up and coming ban is only going to buff Buggy, right? Because it's going. Oh my god, I can't speak. The bans on the Buggy is not going to affect any of our Oh my god. The new ban list for Buggy isn't going to affect any of our cards. It's only going to affect the top cards, the top leaders. So whatever card or whatever bans the top leaders receives, it's only going to boost our leader up. And my next coping mechanism is that if we just wait one more set, the next Buggy support is just only going to be that much better. Because think about it, every set cards get power crept. So if we just wait one more set for Buggy, then that's just going to make his cards just that much better. And that is the only hope that I have for Buggy, is that if we just wait just one more set for Buggy support, Buggy will only be that much better. We're gonna get a 3 cost draw 3. We're gonna get a 1 cost 4K event for Buggy. Trust me, we're gonna get a 2 cost 5K draw 2 counter event for Buggy. Trust me, that is going to happen. We're gonna get a new 10 cost Buggy. Believe me, that is going to happen. We're gonna get a 4 cost 6K Buggy card. Believe me, that is going to happen. We're gonna get a 5 cost 7K draw 2 Buggy card. Believe me, that is going to happen. And we're going to get a new combo starter Buggy. So we're not left with this Crocodile Mihawk or this Shoe Buggy, or that garbage 7 cost Crocodile. If you guys have any ideas for Buggy, any new cards, or any new counter events, please feel free to comment them. We're all struggling Buggy players here. Buggy is block 3, so we're gonna have him for another couple of years. So my we might as well just try to drag him out as far as we can. For the couple hundred players out there out in the wild still playing him. Don't fear, Buggy still isn't dead. We could still always get support. Shirahoshi got support. Shirahoshi got support. And now she's decent, I think. Not an OP15, but she was decent for a set. And if we could just get just one more set where Buggy is good, because in OP09, oh man, I wish I had the knowledge that I have right now with Buggy when OP09 was out, because OP09, oh my god, OP09, unfortunately, OP09 was when I started the game. Let's get all the leaders in here. OP09 was when I started the game, and the top decks were the Shanks, which Shanks insta win, or not. Well, I wouldn't say insta win, but Shanks, Crocodile, Mihawk, we win. Buggy, Crocodile, Mihawk, Crocodile, Mihawk, and then we win. Uh, Purple, Black Luffy. I forgot how you beat this guy, but I'm sure Crocodile, Mihawk, Shoe Buggy, 10 cost him. And then there was also UP Luffy. UP Luffy is so free now. Uh, I wish I had this knowledge that I had right now to put these cards in Love Love Mellow and this Gum Gum King Cobra, uh, and how to actually play Buggy, because I was a starter at OP09, or not OP09, but whenever the starter deck for Blue Buggy came out. This was the first leader that I picked up. This is my child. This is my baby. I do not want to see Blue Buggy rotate out, or not rotate out, but phase out of the meta. Trust me. If there's any player who doesn't want to see Blue Buggy die, it is me. My last success with Buggy was in OP13 though, so maybe an OP. We're in OP15. I don't think Buggy's gonna get anything in OP16. So let's hope in OP17. OP17 is our meta. I'm manifesting that. Please, Bandai OP17. Let this be Buggy. Please let that be the meta for the Buggy. And please don't give us no garbage. Uh no garbage. What no Alvida. This was the last support that we got for Buggy, by the way. Was this Alvida, this 4/5, if you have two or more characters with the cost of five or more games plus one cost on play, place one of your opponent's characters with an original cost of one or less at the bottom of the other stack. Please do not print no card like this ever again. This card is just so bad. It is so garbage. There is in no universe where we would ever run this over this Alvida. Draw three trash too. I mean, come on, this this Alvida was released before this Alvida, and this Alvida power creeps this Alvida. But that was Buggy and why he is garbage, why he is unplayable, why he is the just a terrible leader, and why you won't be able to win with them in OP15. But hey, if you're able to win with Buggy in OP15, then I will personally mail you my my 10 cost my alt art 10 cost what was it, the anniversary set here, let me pull it up. um let me look it up on TCG player. Like, I will personally mail you this card, Buggy. If you're able to win with Buggy, I will personally mail you this card, and I'm not joking, in OP15 if you're able to win. Where is it? um no, not this one. It's the Buggy from this Buggy. If you're able to win with Buggy, I will pay the shipping. I will send this Buggy out to you. It's the Buggy from the second anniversary set. I have one copy. I will send this out to you if you're able to win with Buggy in OP15. But OP15 is cooked, dead, gone, in the gutter. It's time to move on. I've had fun playing other leaders, but Buggy, it's time to give it up. It looks like Blackbeard won. Blackbeard won it. Because I think Buggy and Blackbeard are kind of similar in the way that if you know the matchup you have to know the matchup and you have to know how to play up against the leader, and you'll be able to win. But oh wait, no, I actually have, before I end the video, I do have one more coping coping thing. One more coping mechanism, and that's if there's ever if power creep ever gets to a point where threes and four costs are the new top cards, then this promo Buggy will shoot us up to the top of the tier list because we just play out this promo Buggy and we negate the threes and fours, and they won't be able to attack. Which maybe Bandai will start printing out three sixes, three cost 6K power and four cost 7K power characters, and that's gonna be the new bar. Not 7K base power leaders, but three costs and four costs. The last couple of sets it was five costs, but hopefully it goes down to threes and fours. So this shoe Buggy will become our new MVP. If you guys like this video, be sure to like it, subscribe, all that jazz. Buggy players, I'm sorry, but I will be seeing you guys never. Bye bye.